I'm Brittany.
And I'm Heather.
Welcome to Okayest Moms, the podcast.
A place to be more than just mom.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Okayest Moms, the podcast. Brittany here.
And Heather.
Hi, we are here at the tail end of February.
Happy anniversary, by the way.
Happy anniversary. I mean, it's been 3 years of the podcast, but how many years total of Okayest Moms land?
6.
Damn, look at us.
Like 6.5, because Nolan will be 7 in May. So
yeah, and he was a little baby.
He was the little nugget sleepy on the floor. And that was the last time he was still.
And it's always so funny to me. Sometimes I just look at that kid and I'm like, you slept on my chest for a long time right after you were born.
And that was all the sleep he ever needed in his entire life.
It's all life he charged up.
All of my efforts and energy that I poured into him in those early years are starting to be rewarded, though, because so I have just like a slew of videos that I posted on Facebook and things of like all the wild shit he did. And now he's at the age where he's old enough to understand that like that's not normal for a baby to be doing these things. And so, and my memories the other day, my all-time favorite video of him popped up where he was 9 months old, because, you know, like things are dated and we can like determine how old he was. And because nobody believes me that he was this old when he was doing these things. He was 9 months old, and it's video that we pulled from his baby monitor. And
I remember this.
His crib is pulled out into the middle of the room because he was grabbing things off the walls. The crib we had drilled extra holes into to make it so the crib was like literally resting on the ground. And the only thing in his room was his dresser, which shortly after this video was moved into his closet and locked in there so his room basically looked like a padded jail cell. And here's this little 9-month-old rolling bowling ball headed baby hops out of the crib like he's done it every day since the second he was born, and tiptoes to the door, stops and waits to listen, and then he hears AJ coming down the hall and he races back and he just like looks at AJ when he walks in there like, hey, what are you doing here? What did I see you here? And so now that Nolan's almost 7, I'm showing him this video like, this is what you did to me. These are the things like, babies can't do that. I'm like, yeah, I know, but here you are. So please explain yourself. He's like, I didn't want to take a nap. It's like, well, I need a better reason. So
easy enough.
Time to pay the piper here, sir. I need some insight on what the hell happened.
Does he claim to remember that?
No.
Oh.
No. Isla is my one who remembers everything. And honestly, I really do think she does.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, it's scary. I have a kid like that too. So like, how do you remember that?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, they do say there's like a very small percentage of the population who does remember like every single thing. And we haven't like tested this or anything, but from what I've seen anecdotally, she does have a photographic memory. So I do think she does. I believe her when she says she remembers stuff.
Scary. So scary.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yes,
anyway.
3 years of the podcast, and we actually have an episode coming up all about our reflections about it and maybe a little like peek behind the curtain. If you have any podcast related questions, email those to us and we'll answer them on that episode. It's coming up in 2 weeks.
All right. We are going to talk about our February favorites. We'll take a quick break and we will be right back.
When is the last time you replaced your bra? How about your underwear? If you're anything like us, it's probably been longer than you can remember. We get it. Bras are expensive, bodies and sizes change, and the search for comfortable options can be never ending.
Enter Harper Wilde. Harper Wilde is a female-founded company that offers affordable and comfortable bras and underwear in extended sizing ranging from extra small to 4XL. They offer wireless and underwire bra styles, as well as underwear options ranging from everyday, no-show waist panties to cheeky luxe thongs, so there's something for everyone.
Harper Wilde also offers a bra recycling program. Each purchase comes with a free mailer to fill up with old bras and underwear, All you have to do is ship it back, and Harper Wilde handles the rest.
You deserve to remember the last time you bought yourself a new bra. Check out the current limited color drops and the full product line at the link in our show notes. Okayest Moms listeners can get 15% off their orders with code GOWILD Okayest Moms. That's WILD, WILDE.
When I tell you that Brittany and I were beyond excited to bring on House of Wise as a podcast sponsor, it's a bit of an understatement. We have both tried various CBD products over the years to little success. Some flat out didn't work, and almost all of them taste pretty gross. I thought House of Wise would be another well-intentioned brand that fell flat, but I couldn't have been more wrong.
House of Wise is a luxury CBD brand that offers gummies specifically formulated to reduce stress, promote better sleep, increase enjoyment during sex, and improve your workouts. Each full-spectrum CBD product is originally formulated, specially designed, and paired with additional, thoughtfully selected active ingredients to help women make the most of each day and give more intention and purpose to their daily routine.
My favorite are the sleep gummies. I have the hardest time falling asleep and staying asleep the older I get, and these have the right amount of CBD, so I'm nice and relaxed and just enough melatonin to help me fall asleep without waking up to that groggy feeling or giving me crazy dreams.
And I am obsessed with the stress gummies. They take the edge off after a long day of balancing all the things, as us moms tend to do.
Not only does House of Wise offer great products, they're also a thoughtful, intentional, women-owned company. House of Wise has an ongoing partnership with the Last Prisoner Project, which is dedicated to decriminalizing cannabis.
If you've been thinking about trying CBD, this is your sign to try House of Wise. Go to okayestmoms.com/wise.
All right. February favorites, empties, things you're loving right now. Go. Give me your first one.
It's a plant stand.
No. Shocking. I honestly don't even understand how you have any more square footage for plants in your home.
Come on. I actually haven't bought a new plant in a while.
Yeah, that's because your husband is buying them all and storing them at my house.
Those are my first new plants in like a year. But they're good ones. But I got this plant stand after randomly seeing a reel on Instagram. I had to have it, and it is on Amazon. It's the Pody brand, which they have some like really great plant accessories too. But I like it because it can fit in like a smaller space because it's more vertical than it is like wide. And I don't really have any stands like that. I feel like everything I have takes up a ton of space, but it fits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 8-inch pots on it. And it's just very cute. And it's like a little display. So I'm always on the hunt for more surfaces for my plants. So this was a good find. And I shared more about it. I actually shared a reel on Instagram about it. So check it out.
Did you solve your hanging plant dilemma? She had one that was like basically touching the floor. I was like, that you need to do something.
Oh, I did. Because I had to, it was touching the floor and it was also like dying.
I'm really shocked your herd of cats wasn't batting it. Their toy.
I don't know. I've trained them well, I guess. The only ones my cats mess with are the like spider plants that have like bouncy leaves. So I have to put those up high. Otherwise, they don't touch them. It's weird.
Yeah.
They know better. Yeah, but that plant had to be rehabbed. I had to combine the two that were dying together, and like it's under a plant light now. It's a whole thing, but it's doing better.
I have to say my plants aren't bringing me as much joy as they used to anymore. It feels like one more task to do. And a lot of them we've had some really cold weather lately, overnight, like very cold, colder than I remember it being before. Like not this, it seems like by now this time of year, it's usually a little bit warmer, and it's not. And so a lot of my plants are not reacting well to this cold weather, and I kind of just don't care anymore. It's hard enough to keep myself and these humans alive. And it's just, I don't know. We'll see. I'm doing the bare minimum, which is honestly probably best because I tend to do overwater and do too much. So maybe it's for the best.
Well, when they start growing again in the spring, you're going to be like,
I know. AJ got me a plant for Valentine's Day, and I was annoyed. I didn't do a very good job of hiding my annoyance. So I was like, just one more thing to do. And it was from a grocery store. And you know how they don't care for their plants well. So it's like, it was literally like dripping water. And it's just like, I'm like, I don't want to rehab this right now. I don't. So, I mean, I'm like, I appreciate the thought, but.
Yeah, right. Another thing. Yeah, no, I went through a phase like that, but it was like an overall depressive episode. So my plants definitely suffered during that, but I'm back. We're back, baby.
All right. One of my favorites was actually a Christmas gift I got. And I tried to look them up on Target's website, and they're currently out of stock unless you are in plus size. So if that's you, go get yourself a pair. But I will say these pajamas have been at Target every single year. It's the Stars Above brand.
I love that.
And they've been probably like at least the last 3 or 4 seasons. They've been there. They're a matching set, long sleeve with like that like notched collar. And they're the gray ones. That they have some that are like black and blue and like a jersey fabric. But the gray ones are, I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of more woven and it's a little more loose. So they're very stretchy and soft. And they're the perfect, like when you get too hot at night, but you want to be in pajamas and you're cold, like outside of your bed. So they're the perfect middle ground. And I just really love them. And as somebody who's 5'9", pajama pants very rarely actually fit me. They usually become like capri pants, which is very annoying. But because these are so stretchy, they always stretch and are actually like too long. But I really love them.
Oh, I know I love a cozy set.
And I love like a pajama set. It just feels a lot more pulled together and
Fancy.
yeah, like a ratty old t-shirt. So, and I think they're only like $30 or something. So they're very, very, it's like a low price point for something that has a big impact.
I love it. My next one is the Redken Quick Blowout. It is, I'm pretty sure I saw this on TikTok, but it's a heat protectant and it reduces your blow dry time. And they usually
Sounds like a gimmick.
it works. Because usually I use an oil for a heat protectant, and then it's like all over my hands, and I'm like, and then it's like feels weird, and
the hair dryer slipping out of your hand.
Right. So I had been on the hunt for something that's like spray based, and this really works. It's lightweight. It doesn't make my hair frizzy or anything, and I'm really liking it. I only got a travel size to try it out, and I just purchased the big size. I love it so much.
I know this is going to be controversial. I don't actually put any heat protectant on my hair.
Well, you also don't process your hair with
I know
color.
So yeah, that's why I don't feel as bad. I've tried different ones in the past and it always just feels like it gunks up my hair so quickly. And it's just, I don't really notice a huge difference with like dry time and stuff like that. So I've given up.
Well, listen, if you have as processed hair as me, it's necessary.
Yeah, I could see that. My next one is not a thing. Well, I mean, it's like a thing we're paying for, but we have never paid for childcare before. We've been able to, I stayed home. We've been able to shift schedules around, have grandparents and family members help out on like the rare date night or whatever. We are now paying for after school care for both kids, and it is amazing. It's so nice to be able to like, first of all, so what we were doing was the kids were just coming into my classroom because I'm on their campus right after school, which was fine, but there was like zero downtime for me. It was like, and especially because they come with me in the morning to school. So it was like mom, teacher, mom, and then like momming till bedtime. And it was just like, I couldn't do it. I needed like a minute. And usually you have like a commute time or something, even if it's like 10 or 15 minutes of like some kind of like transition time, which I was not getting, and it was not a good thing. So we are now, that was a new option for us. It's been available and it is so nice, except I've unlocked a new level of mom guilt, which I'm currently working through because at first they didn't like it, which I think was just the transition of it. And so I had to go run to the pharmacy after school one day to pick something up. And I told them like, I'll usually be there around 4 because that felt like the right amount of time to like get what I needed and not have too much guilt built up with it. But the pharmacy, of course, took way longer than I expected. And so I was late. And I was so like, I'm like, oh my God, they're going to be freaking out. They're going to hate it. I like should have just brought them with me. But then I was like, I literally sat in this pharmacy for 30 minutes waiting for something. Like, and this particular pharmacy is very popular with the older folks who do not appreciate a child. And so it was just, and so like, of course, when I picked them up, they were pissed. Like, you said you were going to be here at 4, you're late. And I was like, well, hey, here's the deal. Like, I knew you wouldn't want to go to the pharmacy. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah. And now they love it. And it's just, I'm just so happy. It is worth every penny.
Good. I'm glad. Yeah, that transition time is necessary.
Yes. When I felt bad because my kids were getting the worst of me because I was saying, you know, like my kids are pretty close in age to the kids in my class. And so they're doing mostly the same things. And except my kids were getting all the things that I can't like legally say to other kids. So it's like, yeah, that's why I don't care right now. Leave me alone. And like, yeah. And it's just like, oh, okay. Like I'm hearing all this come out. I don't like how this is affecting all of us. And so it was very needed. And now I can, you know, like when we don't have 3,000 activities after school, I can run home and do a quick workout, do something just for myself that's not for everybody else.
Yeah, for sure. This is a PSA to go buy yourself new towels.
We have been on the hunt. Tell me.
Okay, so listen, this was a whole thing. Okay, our towels were turning yellow. They were so old. And I just could not decide, like, do I spend this much money on really nice towels? Do I go with a more budget option? Like tons of research, searching in every Facebook group I'm in. And we decided to go with ones that were more affordable for now. And they ended up being great. They're at Target. And they are.
Oh my God, I stood in the Target line because things I bought and liked had some that she recommended.
I think that's where I found it.
Yes. And I stood in the Target line trying to figure out which ones they were. And I didn't want to, you know, throw good money after bad and buy the wrong kind. And then, okay, tell me. Keep going. Sorry.
Threshold Spa bath towels. And they're big because we like them big around here.
Do you think this over can have anything less than a bath sheet?
You're right. This is perfect. It is. It's a bath sheet. That's what it is. And they're super soft. They've washed really well. And we are keeping them in our special cabinet in our bathroom so our kids don't get a hold of them.
Oh, no, kids do not. No, kids get our cast off. They get the yellow towel. They're not getting ours.
We threw away the really bad yellow ones, or we put them away to like wipe stuff down. But they got a few of them.
So we got some really nice towels as a wedding gift. They were the Macy's Hotel Collection, and they're so nice. They're so thick and plush, and they dry really well, and they've never stuck. I mean, we've had them for going on 13 years now. And they've never, like, we've had towels from Costco that after a while, they just stink and you can't get that stink out. So about a year or so ago, I went to the Macy's website. Like, I'm just going to do it. These towels are $50 a pop.
I almost did it. I was like very close to hitting checkout. And I know
they've lasted 13 years. I'm telling you, they haven't like faded. They haven't, granted, they're brown, so I can't tell if they're discolored, but I'm sure they are, but like they don't smell and they don't.
Brown towels.
Of course, literally it was 2010, Brittany. And so it's probably worth it to buy them, but if there's a cheaper option, I'm always for it. I am waiting for every once in a while. It's usually about the springtime. Target will do some kind of like deal offer, like bedding and bath stuff. And so
that was my thought process there. When I tell you I gave this so much of my mental energy, I was so close to getting $50 towels, like seconds away from checking out. And I'm like, okay, no, I'm going to try these Target ones first. If they're not what we want, I'll return them, whatever. And so I did those and I was like, oh, I should wait for a sale. I'm like, I was just about to buy $50 towels. Like you pay full price for these Target ones.
I know. Well, that was my conclusion when I was standing in the middle of the Target aisle and I'd already been there for 30 minutes trying to like determine which ones were right. And then
Feeling
of course I kind of like narrowed it down. I'm like, I think it's these ones. I'm just going to get it. And then of course they didn't have the color I wanted. It was like a whole thing. I was like, I'm just waiting for a sale. So I just walked away before I burned it down. All right. My next one, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this at some point before, but I'm going to say it again because I have a whole new use for it. I got an ice roller for Christmas. They'll kind of like keep in the freezer and roll on your face. And at first I was using it for like bags and puffiness on my face. But now that some god-awful plant is blooming and I'm dying, it has been so nice to use on my sinuses. And like, so I do it like on under my eyes, like right on my nose, on my forehead. And then I also do it kind of like behind my ears because that's where, I mean, that's to get like too graphic, but that's where everything drains.
Gross.
And it has been so nice.
I like the thought of that.
It's very nice.
Is your ice roller like huge? That huge one, that's what I have. And it just always feels like so big on my face.
It does. It does feel ridiculous to do it. But I mean, when you have that sinus pressure and your head just feels like a cinder block, it's so nice. And I mean, it's like very short-lived relief, but anybody who has fallen victim to the pollen-filled air, you will take any bit of relief you can get. So
I should have Sully do it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing, my disclaimer, your kids will see it and then suddenly they're going to have a headache too. So Isla saw me using it today. I'm really hot. Is it really hot in here? And I go, Isla, I'm not using this because I'm not. And she's like, oh, okay. But she also is a sinus sufferer too. So I was like, you know what? Here, give it a shot. It'll probably help you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love it. My next one is a TV show, The Last of Us. I am loving it. And I was trying to, because I also watched The Walking Dead. And we were really into that for the first few seasons. I haven't watched. It's on like season 97 or something right now. But what I like better about The Last of Us is it feels like they're not losing their humanity as quickly. And that could be because we see The Walking Dead like right after it happens through that. And then this one is 20 years later. So like humans aren't all bad or all good, whatever. But that episode 3, I probably think about it once a day now because I just loved it so much. I mean, I'm not trying to give away spoilers, but it left me bawling at the end.
Episode 3 is Parks and Rec fan fiction. You cannot change my mind. Honestly, it is not my genre of show at all. But I heard so many people talking about, and so many like different people from different, it wasn't just like people who only like my kind of TV shows or like, it was like so many different people from different parts of my life were like, oh my God, that episode was so good. So I was like, fine, I will deal with the zombies and I will watch it. And it's okay. I'm mostly watching it for FOMO. We are not caught up and I kind of like don't really care to be. Episode 3 is really good. I wasn't moved the same way everybody else was. Probably because my cortisol was too high to tap into my emotion. Because those shows just stress me out. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's good. Watch it.
All right. My next one is a children's book. And I have no idea when this book came out. It could be very old news. But if your kids love dragons, love tacos, the author of that book has a new one. It's called the High Five book. And it's super cute. It's like interactive. And there's like a big hand that's like meant to like be high five throughout the whole book. It's super cute. We got it as a birthday gift and we slapped on a gift card to ice cream, the local like ice cream shop on it.
Cute.
And it was the perfect gift. So my kids, I had to like pry it out of their hands to wrap it up.
I love that author. Our Dragon Loves Tacos book is shredded to bits in the last few pages because Harrison went through a phase of ripping books when he wouldn't nap. So that's what I think of when I think of that author.
So somehow after I found this High Five book, Adam Rubin's TikTok popped up on my feed because I'm sure like all the apps are talking to each other. And I did not know this because I haven't really researched him outside of Dragons Love Tacos. He has a book for older kids called Ice Cream Machine. And what it is a series of short stories written by kids that all have the same title of the ice cream machine. And each story is different. And so what he did in that book jacket is the kids who found it was like very Willy Wonka. And he gave them a title to write their own short story. And he got some submissions back and he sorted through and took like 8 of those and made them into a new book called The Human Kaboom. So I think if you had younger kids who love Dragons Love Tacos and all of his other series, but now have like moved past picture books, I think these would be such great options. They look super cool. I haven't seen them in real life. I just saw them on his TikTok, but it looks super fun. And I love the way, like, you can see his passion for writing for children specifically come through. And like the way he's bringing the kids into the writing process is just so cool. So if you have older kids, go check those out.
Yeah, I love that. So creative.
Yeah.
Okay, my next one is a body scrub. It is the Tree Hut Cocoa Colada Shea Butter Scrub.
I don't know, but that combination sounds like something I've thrown up before. It sounds like a drink we tried to make in college or something that I heard
blended.
Yeah, like a daiquiri. Ugh.
Well, it doesn't bring up any of that for me, but
okay. All right.
I'm trying to be better about exfoliating because I'm really, really bad at it. So I try to use that like once a week. And I really like it. It's like, it doesn't feel grimy or gross and it doesn't like stay at the bottom of your shower. You know, like some of those things do.
And then you like slip the next 3 showers. It's
not slippery. Yeah, I really like
your body doesn't feel oily after?
No, not at all. It feels like fresh and exfoliated.
Okay. My last one is very niche. We are now Sam's Club members as well as Costco. And I know what people are thinking. They're thinking I'm cheating on Costco. But you know what? It's like every once in a while, like you're a Target shopper and every once in a while you go to Walmart just to like see what's new, what's popping. And I found the gem of all gems. It is a jumbo size bag of Dot's Pretzels. And it's only like $12, which one regular size bag of Dot's Pretzels is like $7, which is an asinine amount of money to spend on a fucking pretzel, but they're so good.
It's worth it.
So the jumbo bag is a friggin' steal. And I only bought one and I'm mad. And
is it all flavors or just original?
No, it's just the original.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take it.
Yeah, which highly recommend. It's made me so happy every day to bring a little bag of Dots with me to school. And the fact that I feel like I made money on this bag because it's so cheap.
You did. You basically did. I love it it's been my go-to snack, like a bowl of those pretzels and then a little round Baby Bell cheese. It's like my own little charcuterie board at night.
Mm-hmm. God, I don't know what Dot does to those pretzels, but
she's magic.
So good.
All right, my last one is they have a different name now, but the packaging we have is Buzz Patch Magic Itch Relief Band-Aids. And they are like round Band-Aids, and I can best describe it as like the design on it is like a grid. I don't know. There's some kind of science behind it, but if you have a kid who gets a mosquito bite and then suddenly can't sleep or function because of it, slap one of these babies on. I don't know if it's a placebo effect or what, but it works.
Hey, if it works, I'll take it.
Means Natural Patch. That's what they're on Instagram as. So I think they're like in the middle of rebranding. They just got some like big funding. I think they were startup, women owned.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I am currently on the hunt for some kind of preventative mosquito situation because they are going to be so bad this year. And with us being out at baseball as often as we're going to be, it's going to be bad because it's been so cold. This water, all that water we got is not dried up and it's just like mosquito heaven outside. And
I know from experience being out at soccer lately,
they're going to eat me alive.
It's not good. All right. Those are our February favorites. Let us know what your favorites were. Follow us.
And all the links are in the show notes. So if there's something you missed, make sure you go check them out there. Everything is listed and linked for you.
If you aren't already. subscribe, rate, listen, and thank you for being here. See you next week.
If you like what you just heard, and we hope you do, you can find more of us online at www.okayestmoms.com. We're also on all social media platforms, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Okayest Moms Blog. Or if you want to, you can send us an email at hey@okayestmoms.com.